Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Toya T, and this is my recap and review for Season 2, Episode 1 of HBO's Insecure. Hella great. But now, it starts off with, we see that Issa is now dating again. Although begrudgingly, she's trying to get over Lawrence, but not really. We see her going on several dates and kind of spacing out, and like 3 different guys that seem okay. And, in her mind, she's not quite rapping in the mirror, but she's rapping to them in her head about how she's a liar, she'll cheat on you, she'll do all this other stuff. And she's kind of self-sabotaging. I mean, it's really an example of someone dating because they feel like they need to get over someone than necessarily it being the right time to start dating, because she's obviously not over Lawrence. So which is fine, whatever. We also pick back up with Molly. We see that she's taking the advice from last season, from everyone telling her that she needs to get therapy, and she's seeing a therapist. She's sitting down with this black female therapist and has not opened up at all. Like, I swear, Molly has the keys. She's successful, she's smart, she's intuitive, I feel like she's a people person, but when it comes to her life, she's very closed off. So the therapist is asking her questions about her family, anything outside of work that she wants to talk about. And she's like, no, it's cool. My family's cool. Nothing else I want to talk about besides work and all this other stuff. And then we find out when she talks to Issa on the phone that this is actually, we find out when she talks to Issa, they meet up and they go for a run, that this is actually her 3rd or her 4th therapist, because she is going through them just the way she goes through her men, like picking and pushing them away and doing things to kind of test them and see if they'll run away from her. And I'm hoping that she'll stick with it, because Issa told her, like, at least, this is someone you feel comfortable with, someone that you don't have to explain some of the things that occurs while being a professional black woman in America. And so, give it a chance. So Molly seems like she's open. I'm just interested in seeing how does this work out, because as much as we as people of color try to act like therapy is not a good thing, therapy is a great thing. Now, I might have this wine, but wine does not come with the benefits of talking to someone and having them listen to you and having them have that, that outside observer's view to tell you what you're doing wrong and how you can work on being better. So that's one thing that's going on with Molly. We come back to Lawrence, and of course he's fucking Tasha, aka the Chase Bank hoe with the boobies up to here, who finally got him in the end, and he's doing exactly what he was doing to her that he did at the end of the finale from season 1, which is banging her out in her house. I like to say she has really nice titties, and I like the little nipple rings that she has. Besides that, I don't see this going very far. I mean, it's a cute rebound thing. We find out that Lawrence spends the weekends there, but he really doesn't go out with her. She asks him to go out with her on a Thursday, and he's like, nah, but I can go out after work on Friday, which is really just evidence that he is not interested in anything serious. And so when he goes back to his friend, I think his friend's name is Chad, the one that was engaged from last season, to the woman that was married but who was getting the divorce and the prenup done at the same time. And so he's talking to him, and he's all up in his space. I feel like this dude is finally understanding what Issa's going through, because Lawrence is sitting there sleeping on a air mattress and pumping the thing up while the man is trying to watch TV. Which is ridiculous. And if you didn't see Regina Hall in that little cameo on the fake underground TV show that they have on there, you have missed it. It was hilarity. But he's pretty much asking him, like, oh, what you doing? Like, when you gonna move out? And he's like, I'm looking at a couple places. I'll be out in a couple weeks, which is probably again, what Issa heard. Like, oh, I'm gonna get my stuff together in a couple weeks. So we'll see how long Lawrence is living in Chad's house. But he asked him, like, what's going on with Tasha? And he's like, it's cool. I'll meet up on the weekends. He's like, I see that you really perfected this whole thing because, you on the weekends, you out by Sunday, and you really keeping it like clean and no complications. And Lawrence is not seeing it until Chad tells him, like, you haven't taken this girl out. And he doesn't even think to take her out until Chad says this. So, problem. Anyway, going back to Issa. So, her job is not going so great. I mean, she's more confident in it. She's more committed. You can see to her role in We Got You. We see her in Frida at a new school that is predominantly Hispanic or Latino, as they say out in the LA, Southern California area. And the kids are just not engaged. They're dealing with high school students before they were dealing with middle school students. And the high school students are just not connecting at all, and they're having a hard time getting them to come to the events. And we see, even when she goes to meetings back at her job, that her boss is ready to pull the plug on this school because it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So I guess we'll see this as a thread on how she's able to connect with these kids and actually build something. So hopefully something comes from that, because it'd be nice to see them look at a different age and different kind of ethnic demographic from LA and how they work with the kids there. But Issa's determined to win those kids over, just like she's determined to win Lawrence back. And so in this plan to win Lawrence back, she has his mail that comes to the apartment, and so she's trying to get him to come to the apartment to pick up his mail, which was like but she got lucky because he has a jury duty summons, and she was like saying like, oh, if you don't come get your mail, you go to jail. Which is true. So he really did have to come get it, and he said he would come get it on that Friday, which is the same thing that he had set up, or Thursday, or whenever he said he was gonna come. So she ends up trying to plan a party because Molly told her, like, how dudes seem to want you when they see you doing well or seem to have moved on. So she decides to throw a wind down party with a +1 aspect. So everyone brings a bottle of wine to her house, and also brings a single +1, so that people can mingle and meet new people and date and get cute. And so she gets ready for this, and of course goes through the whole mirror, like changing the clothes and trying out different kind of tactics to make different lines to make Lawrence jealous, which is hilarious. She's like, oh, Alonzo, like he came to the door and acting like she got a man in the room. Which I love that they do this, because it's so real. And so when the party actually happens, it spins out of kind of control. It's like ton of tame at first with her regular friends. We see that her thickum kind of, not quite grown up girlfriend Kelly is starting to try to, get her life together, get healthy, stop drinking as much. And we still got bougie ass Tiffany over there with her husband. And everyone's there having a good time, but it's not really like, Issa's kind of distracted because she's waiting to see when Lawrence is going to show up. And, we see the whole kind of fake you out scene happen, where you see Lawrence knocking on a door and Issa hearing a door knock, and it turns out to be somebody else for her. And it turns out that Lawrence went to go pick up Tasha and take her out to get some food. So he's trying to push this thing past just being booty buddies. But again, they have nothing in common besides the banging. That's it. That's it. The curve of his penis fits well within her vagina walls. Nothing else besides that is compatible between the two of them. And so, oh man, I sound like I hate Tasha, but I don't. I think we would be good friends, kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so he takes Tasha out, and he seems kind of distracted, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, I'm just having a hard time. I need to go pick up some stuff, and I'm busy. He's not telling her that he's just avoiding Issa, so I'll pick up with that in a second. Now, Issa's at this party, and all of a sudden, the the blood, the thug Yoda, her blood neighbor comes by with his friends. It's like, oh, you having a party? And things start to spin out of control. Of course, they brought over the weed. They got people freaking doing, I guess, blood's got dances too, like choreographed dances. And he's like, it's cute. But eventually, somehow the trash sets on fire and everyone leaves. So it's a disaster. And Issa sees how horrible that it was of an idea. And her brother's actually there, so I'm hoping he's a nice new character. And so her brother and Molly help her extinguish that, and they leave, and she's kind of like, I gotta clean this up. And before I get to that, I need to mention one real world storyline. So they show Molly at work and her new assistant, who seems to be just clueless and obviously only has her job because she's a young white woman, because she is inept somehow out of reading through mail to give to her boss, or to give to Molly, that she doesn't see that she gave Molly the check of a male attorney at the law firm. And so Molly opens it thinking it's her mail and looks at the paycheck and is like, oh, I got a bonus, and then notices that it's somebody else. It's a male's check, a white male's check, and realizes that he makes significantly more than she does. And he started at the same time that she did. And she digs a little bit deeper when she goes to a party that the law firm is throwing for a partner that's leaving, and finds out that this guy was like, no, I didn't ask for a raise. Like, I don't want to do more work. Like, he seems like a real slacker, real, kind of like, I have a job, like, got a job. Why am I going to stress about it? But he's still making more money than her, and makes kind of comments about how the female partner that's leaving is being pushed out and took a step down because she couldn't handle it. Even though Molly mentions, as is real world issues, that the woman worked harder than most people, was in early, stayed late, was always working, and somehow just, wasn't getting what exactly she wanted. So I think that's a kind of foreshadowing for Molly too. She might be leaving this law firm or making moves to make sure that she gets exactly what she deserves. Because I saw that paycheck. It was like a good $6,700, I guess, every 2 weeks. And I was like, oh girl, or every month, or whatever their paycheck was. And so if her paycheck is lower than that, then I hope that she gets a chance. I feel like this is foreshadowing that she's gonna go and either leave the law firm and start a new career, or her own firm, or she will hopefully confront the partners or come up with some way to kind of make inroads so she makes the money that she deserves. Because this is really talking about some real world women making 63 cents on a dollar that men make, and it's done in a way that is relevant, is real, but that is not too like political. So I like that. And so for the last part, let me just take a sip of wine, because this is where it gets juicy. So Lawrence finally comes by. So Issa's after the party. Issa's cleaning up. She's in her undies and a t-shirt, cleaning up her apartment that's, got the fire smoke stain on the wall and trash and stuff all over the place. And so she hears a knock on the door. Turns out it's Lawrence. He comes to the door. She gives him his mail, and he's like, well, I got some stuff in the bathroom. So he goes in the bathroom and gets his stuff, and she's just like, you can just see on her face, like, she's happy he's there, but she doesn't know what to do, and she's also confused and not ready. And so they're having like random small talk, and then when he comes from he comes out from the bathroom and looks at her, and before he's about to leave, he just like grabs her and kisses her, and they go and have a 5-second fuck session. I swear to God, it was not okay. Let me give him more than 5 seconds. I'll give it 60 seconds because it didn't last long on my TV. And so he goes and he's kissing her, and he's taking off his pants, and she's taking off her underwear, and he's just going at her like real rabbit kind of I hate you sex, but I love you, but I hate you. And it's like weird and it's awkward and happened. They were going to talk about it, and he gets up, he pulls his pants up, and he's like, I gotta go. And then he kisses her on the cheek before he leaves, and then goes out the door, and at the end Issa smiles, and she's like, damn, I think I got him back. And so I don't know how this is gonna work out. It's difficult when you're talking about a long-term relationship and then you entangle things with like randomly sleeping with each other after you break up. And so I don't know if they're going to get back together by the end of the season. If it's mid-season, they try to get back together and the whole Tasha thing, makes it complicated. Or if he, makes it seem like he wants to get back with her, but then he's starting to play the field. And I don't know. I don't know where it's going, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Because I know, I mean, if you're like me and you've been there, you know that it is definitely... There's definitely plenty of places that they can go with this story. And so congratulations to the cast and the writers and the director. Like, this was a great episode. It was worth the wait. I cannot wait to see episode 2 and see what happens and what her friends have to say about this random breakup fuck that happened at the apartment between Issa and Lawrence. I would love to see what they have to say about that. If they think it's a good idea, they think she should be, calling him. If she thinks she should be continuing with this late night booty kind of call with him. If it's going to lead anywhere, or if it's just going to make things muddy and hurtful on her part. That he still kind of has feelings for her, but he's also now in this whole fuck her, fuck that mode, and she's seeing it as an opportunity and ends up getting hurt in the end. So I hope that we don't see Issa on the last episode of this season crying on the sidewalk because the couch is gone. I think the whole couch is gone from outside the apartment. So hopefully she's not crying at the end, that there's actually some kind of resolution. So let me know what you guys think and what you thought about this episode. Are you happy that it's back? Did you not watch the first season and now you're catching up and you're like, what is going on here? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll be here every week covering Insecure with a glass of wine, because we gotta wind these things down. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Damn, this is good. I don't know if you can see. I got the bottle there too.